Good morning. As tensions mount across the globe, eyes are on Europe as United States defense cuts set a defining challenge for NATO allies. The United States' latest defense plan kicks in, and there's an urgency Europe cannot ignore. Before the critical meeting of NATO defense ministers in Brussels, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has called for intensive efforts from European allies. With the United States reducing its commitment, Rutte emphasizes Europe must step up to fill the void in defense capabilities. Rutte underscores that these cuts are part of a strategic planning tool known as the NATO Force Model. While in conflict scenarios, all allies, including the United States, would make maximum military deployments, this model outlines who is responsible for what during peacetime. The immediate implementation of these plans demands quick actions from Europe. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius stresses the need for more time to transition smoothly, noting, overall, we can compensate for many of these reductions, but we need a bit more time. The Brussels meeting sets the stage for an important NATO summit in a few weeks. It's not just the depletion of defense resources that's on the table, but the ongoing support for Ukraine and securing critical routes such as the Strait of Hormuz. For the past 4 weeks, NATO allies have been aware of the extent to which the United States is retracting from the alliance's force model. Critical assets like combat aircraft and drones are part of the retreat, as shared with allies on May 22nd. Rutte emphasizes that NATO's European members must absorb these gaps, particularly in combat aircraft, where Canada and the United Kingdom are seen as pivotal. However, the situation is more complicated when it comes to filling the void left by United States drones. Negotiations will include discussions with United States Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Hegseth has once again criticized European NATO allies' defense spending and has been vocal about the need for certain countries to increase their contributions. His vision involves a NATO 3.0, suggesting a shift back to conventional military capabilities reminiscent of Cold War-era strategies. Adding to the pressure, Hegseth announced a 6-month review of United States troop deployments in Europe. This review aims to accelerate NATO's transformation towards a European-led defense posture. During a summit in The Hague in July 2025, NATO member states committed to raising their defense expenditure to at least 3.5% of their gross domestic product by 2035, with an additional 1.5% for defense-related investments. The United States has long been adjusting its expectations about the assistance it could provide should a NATO country invoke collective defense, most recently halting plans to deploy long-range cruise missiles in Germany. As these strategic shifts unfold, Europe's next moves will be scrutinized closely. If this story matters to you, hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss the German perspective. Now tell me, what's your take? Drop it in the comments.